people of the internet. Got another video pulled up here. Comes from a YouTube channel that I watch from time to time. It's called Valuetainment. They titled the video, "Should Businesses Stop Hiring Gen Z Employees?" How do you feel when you hear that title, Gen Z? What do you mean, should businesses stop hiring Gen Z employees? I think there's a stigma that's associated with Gen Zs in the workplace that they're lackadaisical, that they're, whatever, I'll get to it when I get to it. There's a stigma that, there's certain stereotypes like that kind of fit, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily saying this is an accurate stereotype, but I am saying that it's not far off. Shout out to the Gen Zs in corporate America, man. So I see this title strikes my interest, of course. It's from Valuetainment. Let's watch a little bit of this and see what the theory is behind businesses and their thoughts on stopping the hiring of Gen Z employees.
Gen Z, there's a very high likelihood this video is going to piss you off.
I'm so upset.
Trigger you. You may have your microaggression type of a moment. But for those of you that are hired Gen Zs, you're going to say, I agree with some of the stuff. But this is purely for some of you that are between 12 to 27 years old, born between 97 and 2012, that you want to find a way to have a fighting chance in the future. Watch this video in its entirety. Watch this. New statistics. Do you know what percent of Gen Z workers claim they experience burnout at work?
I get scheduled for 25 hours a week and literally about to quit.
Not 20%, not 40%, not 80%, not 90%. 98% of you experience burnout.
Every single day, go and work somewhere and do that 5 times a week?
How? You're in your early 20s. Watch this. 23% face unmanageable stress and 48% feel drained. According to a Cigna survey, Gen Z is the most stressed generation of all time. And by the way, according to 1,000 leaders that are hiring people out there, watch what they said. This is employers talking about Gen Zers. 6 in 10 employers reporting firing recent Gen Z college graduates within months of hiring them. 1 in 7 employers indicated they may refrain from hiring new graduates next year's unsatisfactory performance. 75% of companies said some or all of their Gen Z hires were unsatisfactory. 50% reported that Gen Z workers showed a lack of motivation, and 39% of Gen Zs lacked communication skills. 46% noted a lack of professionalism. Wow. This is a problem. If you want the future to look bright, you have a very easy chance here. 98% are burned out. You got to find a way to be here, and we're going to talk about that today.
Pause right there, folks. You heard the numbers. I'm just the messenger. According to the stats, Gen Z is a risk when incorporating them into your business. Gen Z, man, I'll say this again, as a 35-year-old millennial, I have in the workplace, I've worked plenty of jobs. Even in the job that I am right now. I do believe that Gen Z is a little bit misguided when it comes to employment in corporate America. I think y'all don't, it's like, you know how people are like, yo, what you think this is? It's just like, you know how people are like, yo, what you think this is? I think like Gen Z, like sometimes I've experienced, again, I'm not necessarily saying, over my, career path or whatever the case is, I've come across Gen Z workers in corporate America where these numbers, these stats do make sense. Lack of professionalism, unmotivated, burnt out, just like limited expectations of what it takes to be in corporate America. Now, mind you, of course, this is coming from somebody that's worked so many jobs, I've lost count. I've lost count how many jobs I've worked over the years. So, of course, it's not my first rodeo. So you do a few jobs, of course, in corporate America, this, that, and the other, no matter what industry you're in, there's a certain rule of thumb. There's a certain etiquette. There's a certain, unspoken rule that kind of goes in how you should conduct yourself when working in corporate America. Gen Z is the generation where it's just like, y'all haven't really grasped that just yet. Or your expectations are set very high or unrealistically, and it's working against y'all. So my personal opinion, again, I like Gen Z. I don't have any, it's always interesting to me when I see beef between Gen Z and millennials. It's like, come on, guys. It's like, we can work together. They always look at us as like we're old and grumpy and washed, whatever the case is. But in a lot of the situations, man, Gen Z, there's situations where I do give Gen Z their props. I think y'all are very creative. I think y'all are very passionate. Sometimes I feel like y'all are passionate for the wrong things. You're misguided. Your passion is misguided, but who am I, right? That's just my opinion. Sometimes I feel like Gen Z is willing to die for a cause that they may or may not even be fully aware of. Like, wait, are you really willing to die behind that? Do you really know what are the cases? I feel like Gen Z operates off vibes, right? I feel like Gen Z operates off of vibes and emotions as opposed to logic sometimes in my personal experience. However, I do give Gen Z their credit because I do think like when done correctly, y'all can make some things happen. Gen Z, y'all are confident in a way. It's like, it's confident mixed with delusion, whereas you guys don't know any better sometimes. And sometimes it works in your favor, to be in my personal opinion. I've come across some Gen Zs in my life where it's just like, there's a certain confidence that comes with y'all that can borderline be arrogant as well too. But I realize it's like, oh, you're operating like that because you don't really know how this works. And again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm some old head that really, you know, have lived life, whatever the case is. Yeah, I'm a little bit older, whatever the case is. But I've seen Gen Z make decisions in certain areas, whether in the creative field, whether in corporate America, where it's just like, I don't know if that's really how it works, but it seems to be working for you. Or I've seen situations where it backfired like, nah, bro, that mindset is not going to work here in corporate America. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of certain situations that I've been in working alongside Gen Z people. And I have seen, I'll cut y'all some slack. I've seen some very professional Gen Z people, you know, colleagues with the cases that I work with, you know, past, whatever, present, whatever the case is, where it's like, all right, cool. You get it. You know, you're on top of your game. And then I've come across some Gen Z folks that is just like in corporate America, where it's just like, nah, bro, that's not gonna work here, and you're gonna find out. Keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna find out that that's not how it works here in corporate America. So again, I see these stats, I see these numbers. Of course, I guess this video is gonna dive into it a little bit more, but I'm glad that introductory piece kind of gave us a little bit of the context. Of course, just, you know, hop out again. So 75% of companies said some or all of their Gen Z hires were unsatisfactory. 75% is a large number. 75% of companies said that some or all of their Gen Z hires are unsatisfactory. That is a pretty large number. What are some other facts? 1 in 7 employers indicated they may refrain from hiring new graduates next year, which is another interesting statistic. Again, it's just like, y'all are very green coming out of graduation. I saw an article some time ago where it's just like the expectation, even in terms of salaries, where newly, you know, graduated Gen Zers, graduated high school, graduated college, whatever the cases, come out and, you know, they get their first corporate America job, whether that be in tech, whether it be in whatever industry. And even when it comes down to the salary, like, whoa. You're an associate level. Welcome to corporate America. Like, you're still green, as they say. That's not the salary that's gonna come for an associate level staff member. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like I said, again, the expectations is just not realistic for Gen Z in my personal experience. However, again, I'm not going to harp on y'all too hard because I have seen some Gen Zs that are killing it in their industry. Again, in both the entrepreneurial field and the creative field and corporate America. I have come across some Gen Zers. Like there's something that I admire about you guys sometimes. It's like y'all are very confident. Y'all are very creative. I do give y'all that. But corporate America seems to think otherwise. And again, this is not going to apply to all Gen Zers. There's another stat that I just pulled up. It says 6 in 10 employers reporting firing recent Gen Z college graduates. Some of y'all got it, some of y'all don't. I think that's basically what it comes down to. Gen Zers, some of y'all got it, some of y'all don't. For the ones that got it, help your colleagues that don't got it, bro. In terms of just realistic expectations in terms of how corporate America works. Some of y'all Gen Zers, y'all don't got it down pat, bro. This is not what you think this is, as I said earlier. There's some Gen Zers like, what you think this is when you're sitting in these meetings, when you're on these Zoom calls, how you guys present yourself, how you guys speak. I think even I saw another stat is where it's just lack of communication. That's not how it works here. Your email styles, your messages, that's not how this thing works. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a Gen Zer right now and you're actively working in corporate America and you are maneuvering through the waters successfully, congratulations to you. If you're a Gen Z right now in corporate America and you're struggling right now because of whether that's burnout, whether that's expectations, whether you're just not passionate about the job, revisit that, man. Revisit that. All of y'all can't be on TikTok. All of y'all can't be YouTubers and streamers, and that's, you know, whatever the case is coming from a live streamer himself. But it's okay. It's basically what I'm saying. So if you're a Gen Zer out there, again, I forgot y'all age range. What is it? From 12 to 27 or 26, whatever your age is, 13, however your age is, I don't know. If you're out there successfully maneuvering through the waters of corporate America, congratulations. Kudos to you. Pat yourself on the back. Maybe you've had guidance. Maybe you guys have mentors, parents, siblings that have, of course, been able to give you some game, which is good for you. If you are a Gen Zer, of course, that's struggling in corporate America and, you just feel like this ain't it, you're stressed, you're complaining at 25 hours a week of working. The standard hours is 40 hours a week, right? I forgot the one Gen Zer that said he was struggling with 25 hours a week and was ready to quit. You work 25 hours a week and you're ready to quit. That's the expectations that I feel like there's a lot of y'all that kind of think like that. What do you think this is? 40 hours is standard, right? Nonetheless, I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. Gen Z, holla at me, man, in the comment section. What do you think of this, man? Are you guys really just not understanding how corporate America works? Are you guys trying to restructure how corporate America should operate in? Because, of course, you guys are always, complaining about the boomers and the people, old Larry over there with his wife and 3 kids and his IRA and his, retirement. He might not be able to understand how your lifestyle or your mindset, in these Zoom meetings and these, all hands meetings, all these, group calls, whatever the case that you guys are on. Is it maybe just a disconnect between all of our generations? Maybe the boomers don't understand the millennials don't understand Gen Z. Maybe we all just don't understand each other. What's your thoughts? What's your experience? I'd love to hear it down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Let's get into the next one.